Hello, Ruby, Expedition to the Internet by Linda Luikas. Ruby and Julia are best friends. They go to the same school, live on the same street, and play together every day. Sometimes Ruby and Julia get into fights. I can solve anything with my imagination, says Ruby. It is important to find the truth, explains Julia, who wants to be a scientist. Don't be a boreball, Julia, Ruby snaps. You are being childish, Julia sighs, sounding like a grown-up. But the quarrels never last long. Being best friends is so much more fun. After school, Ruby and Julia are excited to go outside and play in the snow. What should we do? Ruby asks while putting on her green winter boots. Let's build a castle out of snow, Julia suggests. That's a good idea. I know how to build a tower, Ruby says. Outside, everything is covered with fresh snow. Should we make a snow angel? Julia asks. No, I want to make a snow ghost, Ruby giggles. Julia is laughing too. Ruby, you are such a Miss Know-it-all. Snowball fight, shouts somebody behind the girls. That was mean, Ruby snaps, shaking the snow out of her hair. We don't want to play with you, Django. Julia and me are going to build a snow castle with a tower and other really cool things. Like what? Django asks. Like a snow internet, Ruby answers. A snow internet is a great idea, Julia says, giving her brother an angry look. It would be easier with more people, Django mutters. He's right, Julia admits. Should we let him play? Okay, but I'm in charge, Ruby says. Grabbing shovels, buckets, and string, they are ready to build the snow internet. But where do they start? Should we build the internet in the front garden? Django asks. Internet is not a place, Ruby points out. Well, Ruby, you wanted to be in charge. What do you think the internet is? Django replies. The internet is made up of all kinds of fun things, Ruby happily explains, like cats and dancing hamsters and the greatest riddles. You could make 1,000 new friends on the internet and make 1 billion copies of yourself. Julia also gets excited about the internet. The internet has towers and cables. It reaches as high as the satellites in the sky and dives as deep as the bottom of the ocean. On the internet, things move at the speed of light, and sometimes the internet hides in a big cloud. The internet is the world's greatest jungle gym, Julia concludes. Finally, Django jumps in. The internet is great for surfing and sending information all around the world, but how does the internet information know where to go? It follows the internet traffic rules. Finding the destination is easy because everything on the internet has its own address. Ruby, Julia, and Django work hard for hours. The snow internet is finally taking shape, but it isn't quite what I expected, Ruby sighs. All the wires and cables are still missing, Julia says, trying to cheer Ruby up. And we need to put the addresses in place, Django adds. Ruby thinks hard. I know, she says. More friends. We need more friends for it to feel like the internet. I'm going to go get the penguins. Ruby is so excited she forgets that she isn't supposed to go to the river on her own, especially not when it's already getting dark. Ruby sees the penguins and waves at them, but then something beneath the ice catches her eye. Ruby, are you okay? Django asks. We heard a loud noise and followed your tracks in the snow. It's all right now, Julia comforts Ruby, who has tears in her eyes. Ruby nods and wipes away the tears. The warning for the thin ice is there for a reason, Django says. We just have to be alert, but not afraid, Julia says, giving Ruby a hug. Let's go back to the snow internet, Django suggests cheerfully. Is it ready now? Ruby gasps. Oh, the internet is wonderful, Ruby exclaims. So many nice things. Building the snow internet was fun. It was made of small pieces, Julia starts. All joined together, Ruby continues. It wouldn't have been the same without all our friends, she adds. We make a great team, Django says with a smile.